I will forewarn you, if you do everything that I share in this video, you are going to think differently from 99% of the people around you. I'm going to be sharing 5 hacks that I use to rewire my brain for wealth, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do the same. So the first most powerful way to rewire your brain for wealth is to immerse yourself in next level environments. When you are constantly immersing yourself in new environments and wealthy environments, you are training your brain to believe that this is normal. Constant exposure makes your brain thinks that something is normal. This is why you can grow up in poverty and believe it's normal. So that tells me that you can rewire your brain to be immersed in a new environment so that it can believe that it is normal. So here's an example of what that actually looks like. One thing that I would always do is drive around wealthy neighborhoods. Even though I may not have been able to financially afford it at the time, I would drive around neighborhoods just to look at houses. And I'll give you a step further. I would actually go on house tours. So if you want to begin immersing yourself in next level environments, that's a simple thing that you can do. Drive around wealthy neighborhoods just to see what life is like living there. And if you can, even go on a house tour for a house that's for sale. Now, if you can't find anything in your area or you just don't have the time to be able to do it, simply go on YouTube. This is something that I do all the time. I'm constantly looking at mansions and condos, things that are the next level for my husband and I. So if you want to rewire your brain for wealth, the very first thing that you can do is to immerse yourself in next level environments. Go tour the neighborhood, go join the country club, do all the things that will pull you out of your current environment and expose you to a new environment so that your brain begins to think that is normal. And by the way, if you're new here, I'm Fo. I'm the creator of Mama and Money. I'm a certified financial educator and author of the book Dump Debt and Build Bank, which you can grab by scanning the QR code or commenting book below. So the next hack is to eliminate 2 very important phrases and words from your vocabulary. If you want to rewire your brain for wealth, you have to eliminate the word expensive and you have to eliminate the phrase, I can't afford it. Okay, so here's what I want you to get, and I know I'm probably throwing you off. At the end of the day, expensive is relative. I may call something expensive that a billionaire will call pennies, right? So expensive is not truth. It's very subjective. So take it out of your vocabulary, all right? And then also saying things like, I can't afford it. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. You have to begin to speak life to your future circumstances and situation. Stop saying that you can't afford it. Your words are more powerful than you ever imagined. So I'm going to tell you exactly how I have done this. I used to say, that house is expensive or that house is out of our budget. Now, when I go look at those next level houses or when I'm watching those mansions on YouTube or those condos on YouTube, my husband can testify to this. I will never say that that's expensive. I will always say, oh, wow, that's not that much. It rewires my brain to believe that nothing is out of my reach. Nothing is out of my reach. I would look at houses that are $100,000 a month in a mortgage or even $1 million, and I literally would say, wow, that's not that expensive. Now, to the average person, the 99% of the people, they would think that I'm absolutely crazy, but I know that by saying that, I am conditioning my mind to believe that this is not out of my reach. In fact, it's so commonplace that I know people who make $100,000 a month or $1 million a month as entrepreneurs. So I have brainwashed myself to believe that this isn't expensive. Now, look, the reality is I don't have $100,000 a month or $1 million a month to put into a house yet. But as long as I'm able to believe that I can achieve it and that it's not out of my reach, it's going to be possible for me and it's going to be possible for you. So the very best thing that you can do is eliminate expensive and I can't afford it out of your vocabulary. Start to believe that this is possible for you. Even if you don't have the money right now, please don't say that you can't afford it because that speaks into your future as well. So eliminate these words and phrases out of your vocabulary if you want to rewire your brain for wealth. And this is where the next hack comes into place. The next hack for rewiring your brain for wealth is to call yourself by your future identity. Here's an example of this in action. God called Abraham the father of many nations before he even had a child. The angel called Gideon a mighty man of valor when he was hiding behind behind the press. They were calling them what they were, their future self, before they became. So if you want to become wealthy and rewire your brain for wealth, you have to begin calling yourself by your future than your present. Call yourself that wealthy person. Call yourself a millionaire. Call yourself as your future, not as your present. A powerful example of this is a friend that I had. She wanted to be a mom, but she was struggling with infertility for many years. And I remember a powerful statement that she wrote in her book was that she began calling herself a mom. She began to declare, I am a mom. And years later, she became a mom of 2 beautiful boys. So with that said, we have to begin calling ourselves our future self in the present. So if you want to be wealthy, call yourself wealthy. If you want to be a millionaire, call yourself a millionaire. Begin identifying with your future self right now. Now, the next most important step to rewire your brain for wealth is to adopt habits of the wealthy. Now, I've already done a video on this that I'll link below, but I want you to begin adopting some of the habits of the wealthy. Things like not watching TV, spending time reading books, investing in your personal development, finding a hobby. These are things that the wealthy are doing. I remember years ago, I had a conversation with the CEO of the company that I was working with at the time, and one of the pieces of advice that he gave me was that you have to be judicious about your time. If it's not on his calendar, he was not doing it. So that's something that we can take from wealthy people. They are very intentional about how they spend their time. These are things that wealthy people do. So if you want to rewire your brain for wealth, start acting like wealthy people. There's this concept of be, do, have. You have to be the person that does the things in order to have what you want to have. So if you want to be wealthy, think like the wealthy, be like the wealthy, do the things that the wealthy do if you want to have what the wealthy have. So the next thing that you want to do is begin adopting the habits of wealthy people. The next thing that you can do to rewire your brain for wealth is to listen to stories and testimonies of success from other people. There's a story of the Bible that talks about a woman, the Samaritan woman, who she went out and shared her testimony to everyone else and they all believed. That is the power of hearing a testimony. And so listening to success stories, reading success stories will keep you motivated and rewire your brain to believe that if it's possible for them, it's possible for me too. Now, there are several books that I've read over the years that I'll leave in the description of the video for you to check out, but these are going to be so helpful in rewiring your brain to believe that you can do it too, especially if you read stories of people who came from situations and circumstances that you came from as well. So listen to the testimonies, listen to the stories of other people who have found success, not only so that you can adopt some of their habits and things that they did, but more importantly, so that you can be encouraged to believe that you can do it for yourself as well. So those are my 5 hacks for rewiring your brain for wealth. And again, I'm going to tell you, if you apply these, your life will radically change. You will see life differently. And more importantly, you will begin your journey for achieving wealth. So immerse yourself in next level environments. Adopt the habits of the wealthy. Call yourself by your future identity. Stop using the words expensive or I can't afford it. And then also listen to the stories of success from other people so that you can be encouraged. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 hacks are you going to implement today to begin rewiring your brain for wealth? Drop it in the comments. I read all the comments and reply to every single one. Now, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it with a friend and subscribe to the channel. And with that, I want you to check out this next video where I'm going to share the habits of the wealthy that you need to adopt. So stay tuned.